My name is Victoria Winters. There is a fog that clings to the cliffs that mark the edge of Collinwood. A fog the sun cannot disperse. There is a man more frightening than the fog, more threatening. A man who was thought to be gone but who still remains. A man who clings to Collinwood with more tenacity than the mists from the sea. A man whose presence inspires more unrest than fear, more mystery than anger.
I don't understand. Why didn't you tell me immediately?
Well, I knew that you weren't feeling well last night. I didn't want to disturb you.
I can hardly be more disturbed than I am right now.
I'm sorry.
I told Willie he could never set foot on the grounds again.
I know.
When you saw him, why didn't you come and tell me at once?
Because I wasn't sure there was anything you'd want to do about it.
Well, there's one thing I would want to do about it, and I'm going to do it right now. Get him off the grounds.
But wait. I haven't told you where I saw him.
Where did you see him?
In the old house.
The old house?
Yes, I saw him there when I went down to invite your cousin for dinner tonight.
Oh, well, perhaps if he went to the old house, he's already gone. Barnabas Collins knows how to handle a man like Willie. Maybe we have seen the last of him.
No, that's just it. Willie is staying there, living there.
What are you saying?
Willie told me that he is working for Mr. Collins. He's moved into the old house with him.
That's impossible. Mr. Collins wouldn't want a man like Willie around, not even as a servant.
Well, according to Willie, he met Mr. Collins on the road and told him that he was sick and needed a job.
Well, Willie's illness seems to cause him endless convenience. I better go down and talk to Mr. Collins and tell him what kind of a man Willie is.
I've been waiting upstairs in my room. He said we were going to do the Southern Hemisphere right after breakfast.
I'm sorry, David, but I had to talk to your aunt. We'll go right upstairs now.
If anybody calls, I'll be at the old house.
Are you going to the old house? I'll go with you.
No, you won't. You're going upstairs to start your studies.
But I haven't seen it since Barnabas moved in.
Well, you can see it some other time.
Go on, David. Upstairs.
I can't. You tell me I can't go alone. And then when someone's going, I can't even go with them. I don't understand. But I do want to go now.
Well, you can't go now because I'm going to have a very special talk with your cousin. If tell Mrs. Johnson that I'll give her the menu for dinner when I get home.
I will.
I can't go there alone. I can't go with somebody. It's no fair. Nobody ever lets me have any fun.
You can have all the fun you want to outside of study time. And you go on upstairs. I've got to talk to Mrs. Johnson, but I'll be up in a minute.
I wonder what my Aunt Elizabeth wanted to talk to Barnabas about.
Well, I don't think it's anything that concerned you.
She seemed sort of angry. Do you think she's mad at him?
Oh, no, I don't think she's mad at him at all. Go on upstairs now.
I'm not sure I'm not mad at him.
Why?
For moving into the old house.
But, David, that's where his ancestors lived when they were at Collinwood.
Well, that was a long time ago.
But you can't blame him for wanting to live where his family did.
Well, I don't blame him for that. If I blame him for anything, it's for changing it around.
But he couldn't live in it the way it was. No one could.
I know. That's why I don't want him living there.
David, that's selfish.
I know. I just hope he hasn't changed it.
Barnabas? Barnabas! David,
I had to see it. I had to see the changes.
I told you not to come here.
It's changed. It's so different.
Well, house may have changed a little, but that's just because it's been cleaned up.
It's so different. It has changed.
Don't be ridiculous, David.
The only change there is the change that you can't see, the change that you can feel.
Feel?
Feel it. It's a new house. It's a new place.
Well, the house may have changed a little, but I see it still stimulates your imagination the way it always has.
It's not my imagination. It's all so changed. The air.
I think it's still pretty musty.
Of course. That's why it's so different.
What are you talking about?
Over the mantel.
But there's nothing there.
That's what I mean. The portrait of Josette's gone.
I never even noticed. I guess Barnabas has other plans for that space.
The painting isn't all that's missing. The smell. It used to smell of jasmine.
Oh, no, David, don't start all that again.
It's true. That was Josette's special scent. And this was her house. And now she's gone.
David. Now do you see why I think this house stimulates your imagination much too much? Where are you going?
I'm going to look for the painting.
You're not going to do any such thing.
But maybe it's up in the attic.
Well, if it's in the attic, then that's where it stays.
But it belongs over there.
David, try to realize this is your cousin's house now. You can't go roaming all around the way you used to.
All I want to do is put the portrait back.
David.
I know you think I'm just imagining it, but I keep telling you. She's gone. She's gone. She's not watching over us anymore.
David, stop this. Stop it immediately. Do you hear me?
I can't help but feel the way I feel. I can't help but want that picture back.
David, I'm afraid that isn't possible. This is Barnabas's house, and I think this is probably the photograph, the painting that will hang there from now on.
He looks exactly like his ancestor. The resemblance is very strong.
Well, I'm not so much interested in the ancestral resemblance as I am in the fact that he hired Willie to work for him.
I don't understand it either. We all think he did it because he doesn't know what Willie is really like.
All you have to do is take one look at Willie and to see what he's like. Cousin Barnabas doesn't seem too bright.
Oh, no. He's extremely intelligent.
Well, he certainly doesn't sound like it.
Are you sure that Mrs. Stoddard is expecting you? She didn't mention anything about it to me.
Of course she isn't expecting.
But when I let you in, you said...
I said that I had an appointment. The fact that it wasn't made in advance.
Oh, Burke, why do you do these things?
Because I want to see her.
You know she doesn't want to see you.
Don't kid yourself. Liz loves seeing me.
That's not true.
Oh, she loves seeing me because she likes to have someone who stands up to her every once in a while. She finds it invigorating.
She hasn't been very well lately.
Oh? What's wrong?
Nothing specific. She just hasn't been herself
Since Jason McGuire loomed on the horizon.
I guess I shouldn't talk about it.
No, there's no need. It's obvious that he's had some kind of adverse effect on Liz.
Well, then do you have to see her?
I have to.
Why?
Because she's done something very strange.
Strange.
Something very unlike Liz.
What?
I think I'd better talk to Liz about it.
Are you sure it's something that concerns you?
Oh, it concerns me, all right. But what concerns me more is why she did what she did. It's not like her, Vicky. It's just not like her at all.
I guess there's no need to tell you shouldn't be here.
I think I should be.
Why?
Okay, Liz, I won't beat around the bush. Why did you sell that seafront parcel of land just north of town to Hackett?
How did you know I sold it?
Oh, come on, Liz. Neither one of us does anything in this town in the way of business without the other finding out about it pretty soon.
All right. I sold it. What business is that of yours?
You know what Hackett is going to do with that land. He's going to ruin some of the best seafront on the eastern seaboard.
I repeat, what business is that of yours?
Why didn't you sell it to me?
I think the answer to that is obvious.
No, it isn't.
I wouldn't sell anything to you.
Yes, you would if you thought it was the difference between preserving the land and ruining it.
I don't want to discuss it.
Okay, Liz, all right. So you needed some ready cash. I would have paid cash.
Who said I needed cash?
It's the only explanation for you selling the land to Hackett.
That's not true.
Yes, it is true. You wouldn't have done it otherwise. First of all, it's bad business, and you're too good at the game to make a mistake like that. Unless someone forced you into it.
Forced? No one forces me to do anything.
No?
How could a man like Hackett force me to sell?
Who said it was Hackett who forced you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. Someone forced you to sell that land. Or something. Something that required a lot of cash, quick.
I told you. Nobody forces me. Now, please, I'm busy.
Can I state my hunches?
No, you may not.
Why? Because you think they might be true. And right.
Burke, exactly what is it you want? I told you I wouldn't sell to you. Now, will you please go?
I told you once that if anyone is going to do you in, I want it to be me.
No one is going to do me in.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Not even Jason McGuire?
I said no one.
Well, I hope you're right.
I know I'm right.
Okay, Liz. If you have any other land to sell for cash, I hope you'll keep me in mind.
I'm not interested.
I thought we had something of a truce.
That truce does not include your prying into my business affairs.
Or private affairs? Sometimes they go hand in hand.
I'm sorry, Burke, but I'm very busy.
Okay, Liz. I'm going. Oh, by the way, Vicky mentioned that you were talking to your cousin. What's his name?
Barnabas?
Ah, yes, Barnabas. Vicky said that he had hired Willie as a servant.
Well, perhaps my cousin's thoughtfulness fooled him for a moment. But I assure you, knowing Barnabas, Willie will leave soon.
I'll tell your cousin that if he needs any help convincing Willie of his imminent departure, I'd be only too happy to help.
I don't think you need worry. Barnabas is very self-sufficient. And after all, he's a Collins. A true Collins.
I see. Good day. Ah, lost your best friend?
Hi, Burke.
Ooh, I guess I better keep my distance. You're really mad at someone.
No, I'm not.
What's the matter? Vicky get mad at you for ducking out on your lessons?
Well, she was sore for a little while, but she's okay now. I think I'm mad at my cousin.
You think, but you're not sure.
No, not really.
Well, if you're not really sure, that means that you're not really mad, so cheer up.
I want to because I really like him. But he did something that made me not like him.
Oh, well, what's your complaint?
Well, for one thing, he's taken over the old house.
Ah, I see. Your own special domain, huh?
Well, it's not so much that he changed things, but, well, I don't care if he got rid of some of the spider webs and stuff. But he took down the portrait of Josette.
Well, maybe he didn't like it.
Well, it's not only that.
What?
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
I might. Try me.
You won't think I'm just imagining it?
I doubt it. What is it?
I feel that with a picture of Josette gone, Josette's gone. One thing I used to always like about the old house was when I was there, I was with Josette, and I wasn't alone. And there was nothing in the world to be afraid of.
And now you're afraid to be there.
Well, no, of course not. I guess I just wish he didn't take down that picture.
Well, why don't you ask him to put it back up?
I think he's going to fill the space with a picture of himself. I think Mr. Evans is painting it for him.
Oh. Well, I tell you what, Davy. If you like that portrait of Josette so much, maybe he'll give it to you.
Do you think he would?
Why don't you ask him?
That's a good idea. I think I will, right now.
Well, wait a minute, Davy. I think your aunt mentioned that he was out just now.
Oh, well, I'll look around for him and for the painting.
What is it?
Nothing.
David, are you afraid to go there alone?
No. I'm positive. Barnabas? Barnabas? Are you here? Josette, I think I'm afraid. Josette, where are you? You're not here. I know you're not here.
Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.